Imagine feeling like your entire world is slipping through your fingers, even when everyone tells you you're at the top. That hollow ache in your gut, the one that whispers, "Is any of this real? Are the smiles genuine?" If you've ever felt that chilling doubt, that quiet fear that success might just be a mirage, then this story, my friends, is for you. And before we dive into a tale that might just change how you see things, do me a quick favor. Take a moment right now and hit that like button. It truly helps, and I promise you won't regret it. Also, let me know in the comments where you're watching from. We've got a global family here, and I love seeing us all connect. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on a secret held by a man who had everything, but felt like he had nothing. A man who decided to trade his tailored suits for a humble apron, all to uncover a truth hidden in plain sight. An undercover CEO, cleaning tables at his own restaurant, only to be stopped cold by the voice of a dishwasher. Let's dive in to see. David Sterling, the man who built the culinary canvas from a single diner into a sprawling chain of upscale eateries, felt a gnawing emptiness. His board meetings were filled with polished smiles and optimistic projections, but something felt off. The heart of his business, the very soul he'd poured into each restaurant, seemed to be fading. He suspected corners were being cut, quality was slipping, and the genuine warmth he'd always championed was being replaced by a cold, efficient machine. But how to prove it? Who could he trust? One Tuesday morning, David, dressed in a faded polo shirt and worn trousers, walked into his flagship restaurant, the Grand Plate, not as its owner, but as a new hire. He introduced himself as Dave, a man looking for honest work. His first assignment? Clearing tables, the clatter of plates, the hushed conversations of diners, the hurried movements of the staff. It was a symphony he thought he knew, but now, from this new perspective, it sounded different. There was a tension he hadn't noticed, a quick, almost nervous energy among the waitstaff. The food runners seemed to rush, almost carelessly, and the bussers cleared tables with a speed that bordered on frantic, leaving little streaks and crumbs behind. This wasn't the meticulous operation he'd envisioned. As the lunch rush peaked, David found himself near the kitchen entrance, wiping down a sticky table. The air was thick with the scent of sizzling food and cleaning solution. Suddenly, a voice cut through the controlled chaos. It was a man's voice, not loud, but carrying a weight of raw, unadulterated pain. "Another one, eh, Robert? Another stack of these empty plates." David froze. He knew the voice. It belonged to Liam, one of his longest-serving dishwashers, a quiet man with kind eyes and a knack for making the grimiest dishes gleam. Liam rarely spoke beyond a polite greeting, yet now his words were laced with a sorrow that resonated deep within David. What did he mean? Empty plates. A younger voice, belonging to Robert, another dishwasher, responded, "It's just how it is, Liam. They rush 'em out, folks barely touch 'em, and back they come. More waste, more work for us." David's blood ran cold. Waste? Unfinished plates? This was directly contrary to the quality and portion control guidelines he had so carefully put in place. He subtly edged closer, pretending to focus on a stubborn stain on the table. Liam sighed, a sound that held the weight of untold frustrations. "It breaks my heart, Robert. Years ago, every plate that came back was practically licked clean. People savored the food, felt satisfied. Now, it's like we're just pushing food out, not serving experiences. Do you remember Mrs. Henderson? She used to come every Tuesday, always ordered the lemon herb chicken. She'd always leave a little note, saying it was the best meal she'd had all week. Where are those people now? Where's that feeling?" Robert mumbled something about profit margins and speed, words David had heard in countless boardrooms, but never with such a bitter sting. Liam continued, his voice a low, mournful rumble. "It's not just the food, Robert. It's the way they talk to the new folks, the way they push, push, push. No time for a kind word, no time to teach. Just faster, more, now. A chilling suspicion began to solidify in David's mind. He had delegated much of the operational control to his regional managers, trusting them to uphold his vision. But it seemed, in their pursuit of efficiency, they had forgotten the very essence of the culinary canvas. They were trading soul for speed, and it was showing up, literally, in the empty plates and the weary voices of his long-time employees. This was a gut punch, a painful confirmation of his deepest fears. David, the visionary CEO, was suddenly just Dave, the busser, hearing the unvarnished truth from the very people he had, unwittingly, allowed to be diminished. The silence that followed Liam's words was deafening, filled with unspoken anxieties and the echoes of a fading dream. David took a deep breath, the smell of cleaning solution now smelling like regret. He knew what he had to do. His work undercover wasn't over. It had just truly begun. He needed to dig deeper, to understand the full extent of this transformation, and then he would act. Because a business built on passion, on quality, on genuine human connection, couldn't survive on empty plates and broken spirits. He walked away from the kitchen entrance, his mind racing. The simple act of clearing tables had unveiled a truth more profound than any financial report ever could. It was a powerful reminder that sometimes the most important insights come not from the top, but from the very bottom. This experience etched a powerful lesson into David's soul. True leadership isn't just about crafting a vision, it's about diligently safeguarding its heart, especially when the noise of progress threatens to drown out the quiet voices of truth. Remember, what truly matters often lies hidden in plain sight, waiting for us to truly see and truly listen.